Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Another episode here of the Chinese coronavirus. This is America under lockdown. So get used to it. This is how it's going to be. This is the normal now. And I don't see any other choice. This is something what China did. And you only start locking down because you know the numbers are going to basically start going up dramatically, exponentially, actually. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a lot of lockdowns. That's the only way I could explain as lockdowns, but they're not like Chinese lockdowns. Um, they're just basically quarantine of some sorts, public health emergencies. I think people will still be able to go out. You'll still be able to go grocery shopping. You'll go to work if your employer requires you to go to work. I don't work, so that's not an issue for me, but my wife will probably go to work, and she has been going to work every day, and she's been going to the grocery store. And so, just to let you know, she went to HEB today, and it was not that bad. They are putting limits, which is fine. I do tell her, however, to wear gloves and wear a mask. Now, she doesn't wear the N95 mask like I would usually wear. She wears the pink surgical mask. That's what she would rather wear, but something is better than nothing. I know for the for the most part, the surgical mask really may not really help her, but it could help her not to, touch her face. All right. And in the off chance she is infected, she's not spreading it. She's limiting the spread because you could be asymptomatic. And while you're asymptomatic, I believe you are spreading it through your breath because it's a respiratory infection. And if you're not coughing, if you're not sneezing, how else could you be spreading the virus through your exhale and inhale through your respiratory system, of course? So I have some pictures here of a shopping trip. She went to Aldi. The Aldi was a little empty, but she did get some groceries and we did have dinner. And as far as what I'm doing is I am waking up in the morning and I'm taking me and the kids. I have a broken hand. Although I did go to the doctors today and I was able to take off the splint and the gauze and everything, and able to actually have more dexterity and more movement in my hand. But every morning I go to the local high school here and I pick up a breakfast for two. Sometimes I think not a lot of people are going to it because they'll also give us yesterday's lunch or something like that. So they'll give us breakfast and lunch and then tell us to come back for lunch. So we get kind of a little more food, which is nice because I get to eat some food too. And we have some extras and we go back for lunch and it does last all day for them and a little bit for me. I do have a broken hand, so I can't really cook that well, and I don't have to dip into my food supply. I'm actually using, I'm getting fed. The kids are getting fed, I'm getting fed. The wife is making dinner for the most part, and then she's taking the leftovers for lunch, or she makes a sandwich for herself. So as of as of today, which is March 19th, 2020, Thursday, it's 11:45 p.m. I will premiere this 9 a.m. in the morning on March 20th, 2020. So I will do that. Let me scroll up here a little bit. Let's scroll up here on this. Wow. All right, America under lockdown. So I'm still getting. I'm going in to get food through the school system for the kids, and so that's what's been keeping me I wouldn't say alive, it's not like we're not gonna die, but that has helped tremendously in not tapping into my food supply. When I do go there, I also wear a glove on my left hand because my right hand was in a splint. I think I'm out of the splint. I'm wearing just a brace. I have a plate and four screws, or four, not two plates in my hand, and 12 pins or 12 screws in those plates, six on each. So I'm able to move a lot better. But I do wear gloves, and I do wear uh, an N95 respirator, and then on top of that, I do wear a surgical mask over the N95 respirator, and then I wear my buff. Sometimes I'll wear my buff first, and then put the N95 because the N95 mask they leave marks on my skin, and it kind of hurts, and so I'll wear a buff over my face and then put the N95 mask on. And what that does, it doesn't leave that mark on my face, and the respirator still works because I tested it out. And then I put my surgical mask. If I'm really really paranoid, I'll put another buff over the whole thing again if I have to. But that's what I've been doing. So when people see me, they just see the pink mask. I'm pretty harmless. So that's what I've been doing. I have been wearing a mask since the first confirmed case in Fort Bend County. Every time I go out, and I know I'm going to go out, I wear a mask. The kids don't wear one yet. Um, all I'm doing with the kids is the oldest has her license. She's driving me to school, or to her high school, to pick up the food. And then, of course, I have to take the youngest with us because if we both leave, no one's at home. So they never leave the car. They never interact with anyone. I'm on the passenger side. We'll pull up. I'll have a bag. I'll stick the bag out of the car. They'll put the food in the bag. Then I just grab the bag and I put it in front of me. And then we drive home right away. We don't stop anywhere. Once we get home, I get them to wash their hands, take off their shoes the uh, at the front door. Have them wash their hands. While they're washing their hands, I start disinfecting the food, the groceries, the mail, anything that comes outside into this house. I start disinfecting with the steamer, and the steamer is water and bleach. All right, water and bleach. Uh, if I run out of bleach, I can use the steamer. The steam, the heat will kill the virus and germs, but mostly I'm interested in killing the virus, the coronavirus, the Chinese coronavirus, and it takes longer. So without the disinfecting agent, the bleach, I would have to like heat spray, steam spray something for 3 minutes to make sure that I know the virus would be killed, which is a long time. That's why I add bleach to the water and put the water into the steamer. That way I can just blow at it. If I really want to get really clean, I get really close up with the steamer and let the heat take care of it. So that's what I do with the food. And once that's done, I spray the kids, I spray myself, spray my hand, spray the mask just a little bit, just on the outside. I at least wear the surgical mask, spray myself, my head, my hat, the whole 9 yards. And then I reuse the respirator and the mask, of course. And that's what we've been pretty much doing for the whole week. For the whole week. I don't know how long this is going to go on. It may go on all summer. I don't know if they're going to provide food through the summer. I don't think they're going to be back for fall, just because I know that I've seen some videos, Fort Bend ISD videos, where they talk about they may not come back for this year and next year. So there's a really good chance that the kids will be out of school for the end of this school year, which would be June, and then um, the summer they'll be with us. We're not going anywhere. We would still be self-isolating. or by that time, I suspect most of America, most of the world would probably be under lockdown. Um, After a while, I would start to get a little worried about the food supply chain. I would start to get to worried. I would get worried about that. But I think for the most part, America would be okay. All right. Even if they ran out of some stuff, there's still enough food to feed everybody. So I'm not worried about that as much. Um, so, anyways, so let me talk about what I will talk about. Some of the news updates. Going to share up some numbers with you. Fort Bend County has several new cases as of today, the 19th, March 19th, 2020. I'll share that, and then supposedly the total numbers. I think it's more than what the Health and Human Services Texas Health and Human Services website is showing. I think it's more than what's listed there, but I'll go over that anyway as well, and I'll talk about some other stuff while I'm talking about all this as well. So let's just go over the numbers real quick. That's always fun to do. So I'm off on my prediction. I said March 20th. We would reach March 20th by Friday, March 20th, 2020. We would reach 10,000. Well, I was off. It's Thursday, and you reached US of A. United States of America has reached more than 10,000 confirmed cases. It jumped up a lot today. 13,677 with COVID.bio. I just use this website because it has the map and the growth chart, which is very helpful. 5,894 new cases today. Now, I don't know if how they're tracking the data or how they input the data or when they do that, but I'm just going through this website. I'll go through another website soon enough here. 200 deaths, 82 today. 82 today. And if you look at this graph, it's I don't know what's the difference. People talk about flattening the curve. Uh, what's the difference between like Mount Everest and Mount St. Helen? I mean, sure, Mount Everest is taller, right? But they're both pretty big mountains, and for the average person, they're both difficult. All right, they're both difficult to climb. So whether it's Mount Everest or Mount St. Helen, I think it's not good either way. I think we're going to reach capacity. It's not going to, I don't think it's going to look good. All right. So the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is to self-isolate. If you do go out, wear protective equipment, and depending how bad it is, okay, depending how bad it is. Right now for me, gloves, a respirator, a surgical mask over the respirator, and a buff will work for me for now. If I need overalls, if I need to go to my dual respirator with goggles, I do have goggles. I'll go that far if I have to go outside. Now I'm not worried about me because I don't work. I'm more worried about my wife. But I think at some point it will be mandatory, even for her, to stay at home at some point, because you're going to start seeing that it's not going to be, oh, please stay home, or now they're going to kind of enforce it by giving tickets. It's probably going to be reserve, National Guard or National Guard, and they're going to be patrolling, and they're going to make sure that you stay inside, and if you don't, well, they'll just put you somewhere that you'll stay inside. All right, and I think that will happen, and for a very good reason. All right, because quarantining, all right, quarantining, self-isolating is the best option. It really is. It is the best option, and it will save a lot of lives. And not only that, it it's probably the best outcome that you can do, because the whole point of this is to create a herd immunity. Unfortunately, it's going to take 80% of the population to get there, and it's going to be drawn out in many, many months, maybe a year or more, if you want to flatten that curve. That means the economy is going to go down the toilet, which is it's going to anyway, because this pandemic's everywhere. Everyone's everyone's economy is down the toilet. So what's the point of saving your economy when everyone else's economy is down the toilet? Yours is going to just go down the toilet with it. So forget about the economy. Right now, it's about saving lives. I really do believe that. Um, until a vaccine comes out, and even then, it may not be safe. It may not be safe because we don't know what the vaccine will do. People who do get infected, there's no guarantee for immunity on top of that. There may not be immunity even though you are infected because well, you'll have an immunity, but you'll have a adverse reaction. Your own immune system may kill you when you get reinfected. It may actually just fill your lungs with fluid, overfill your lungs with fluid, and so there is that possibility. All right. I hope I didn't scare you with that. Here it is. I'm going to focus on where I am. I'm in Texas, and look at that. I remember when this was like 3 or 5, 16, 206 now, 206. New York, 5,000. They just blew up like crazy. Washington, 1,300. California, almost 1,000. There's other places that are getting very close to 1,000. They're almost halfway there. I mean, it's it's in every state now. Even West Virginia has two now. Someone was probably on their deathbed for them to get that test done. Anyways, tests are rolling out, so you're going to see a lot of numbers, and you'll probably see a lot of deaths follow those numbers as well. Yeah, a lot, a lot. New York, Washington still has a lot of deaths, though. Still has a lot of deaths right there. Uh, where am I? 87 today. There is community spread in San Antonio, Austin, uh, Dallas, and in Houston. All right, and look at the numbers. Okay, this is the point where in another one, well, in about another month, okay, in about another month, which would be April 19th, April 20th, uh, you could see this number in the US reach 80 to 100,000 infected in about another month. This is where it starts exponentially just boom, just explode. And these are numbers I'm basing off of what happened in China. Um, it could be even more because we're actually testing and very transparent about these numbers. Italy, Europe, we're getting I think, real data, and yeah, it could be even over 100,000, maybe a couple 100,000 in a month, in 1 month. So we've gone from basically 1,300 infected cases to a couple 100,000. That could be possible, and that's just next month. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So yeah, look at that. It's just exponential growth. Exponential growth. All right, let's just go over the growth right here. So here's the growth comparison. And so all these other countries are outpacing Italy, which it looks like they're outpacing Italy. Um, look at Spain, Germany, France, US, Switzerland. They are, except for Switzerland. I think Switzerland is a little slow on that curve, but once it picks up, it'll just start boom. It'll just start taking off. So if you're looking at Italy right now, okay, if we're looking at Italy right now, what do they have? It still says Wednesday, December 31st, 1969, but it's all right. 40,000, 41,035. 41,035. And what are we trailing behind Italy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, about 10 days. 10 days. We're not that far away. Uh, it's very possible that you can see 40,000 really soon. 40,000 really soon infected cases. It's going to start growing. I think in about a month, April 20th, hundreds of thousands. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Um, until a vaccine comes in and it's safe, and we know a vaccine is safe, and that when you possibly get reinfected with this Chinese coronavirus, that your immune system will not kill you. Um, you know, you really need 80% of the population to get infected to get some decent herd immunity. So the people who are not infected or did not get infected can go out in public without fear of getting infected because the herd will protect the uh, uninfected, the vulnerable part of the community. Hopefully, the vulnerable part of the community will be insulated, will be shielded from this. So, but most people will survive and not have any problems, hopefully. And I think at this point, that's all we can really hope for is herd immunity until there is a vaccine that comes in, which a vaccine may not come in. There's also a risk of mutation. So there's a lot of things that can happen during this whole time before this vaccine comes out, if there's a vaccine. There probably is, but it's going to be a long time. Until then, you have to hope for herd immunity, which means eventually you might get infected. And so you need to take heavy precautions, gloves, respirators, all right, coveralls, goggles, all right, um, washing your hands. Washing your hands is a given, but you know, if it gets really bad, you really need to protect yourself. Also, disinfecting anything that comes in your house if you're self-isolating. If you're going out, gloves, some protective equipment. Okay, gloves, goggles, coveralls, respirators, surgical mask, whatever else you want to put on. Umbrella, take an umbrella with you if you want. I mean, whatever helps you. All right. Um, but if you go out, wear the protective gear, come back, disinfect everything. All right. That's if it gets really bad. All right. That's if it gets really bad. Let's go on to this site. Let's have a look at this website. Uh, is saying it's 14,217 deaths. Okay. So let's have a look at Texas Department of State Health and Services here. Let's refresh it. And let's see, the total that they've tested, 2,300. Let's see, total statewide cases, 143. A lot different um, than what it's saying here. Let's just go back to the map here. 260. I'm not sure what the discrepancy is, but either way, it's too many. It's too many for me. Let's just go over the counties. Let's go over the counties if you don't know. Bell County 1, Bexar County 6. I think that's San Antonio area. Bowie County 1, Brazoria County 2, Brazos County 1. Those two are in my area. Collin County 7, Dallas. That's where they have community spread 20. Denton 4, DeWitt 1, El Paso 3. I think El Paso had another 3 confirmed cases, taking it up to 6. Fort Bend County had 12 yesterday, has more today. I think 9 more today. I'm going to that. I'll get to that later. Galveston 2, Gray County 1, Harris County 10, Hayes County 3, Johnson County 2. More counties are getting affected. Lavaca 1, Matagorda 3, McLennan 6, Medina 1, Montgomery 3, Rusk 1, Smith 5, Tarrant County 5, Travis County 7, which I think is Dallas area, and Webb County 1. All right, so let's go to this news here. 7 new cases. Okay, 7 new cases of COVID-19 in Fort Bend. Most of them are community spread. Matter of fact, it says right here in quotes, community spread is occurring throughout the Houston region, said Jacqueline Minter, Fort Bend County Health and Human Service Director. In a news release, community members need to follow the social distancing ordinance issued by local, regional, and state leaders seriously. They are in place to keep our most vulnerable residents safe and minimize the impact of our health system. Yeah. Even Texas is on lockdown, supposedly on quote unquote lockdown right now. And AR-500 still has not sent me my armor, which I ordered December. All right. AR armor, please send me my armor. Anyways, so there you go. Community spread is happening everywhere. All right, everyone. I'm going to wrap this up here. I probably spoke too long. Anyways, please like, share, comment. Let me know what's going on in your area. How are you handling all this? Please share, comment, and like, and subscribe. Talk to you later.